Tell me, is it whack up in the air? Rapping scattered off the gear. I can map him, get it, yeah. It's like a tracker, get distracted, send him back like in the mail. Not a fraction of them real. Catch him lacking, run the drill. Running through the shit like a motherfucking gauge.
Hey guys, welcome to another episode. This time on Nolan Industries. We're going to be finishing off the S13, getting it ready for the dyno. So there was a faulty ignition switch, faulty kill switch that I've just bought a new one. Going to replace that out. Also a couple little things here and there. There's an oil pressure sensor that broke when I took the engine out and sat it down. It actually cracked off, so I've got to fix that. And then also I'm going to give it a test run. I've got to bed in the clutch. With a track car, it's hard to bed in the clutch because you can't drive it on the street. Lucky Mexico's just up the road though, and probably going to go have a trip up there. If you can't do that, then they recommend that you drive forward and backwards just on the car's own power, so just let the clutch out really slowly and it will bed the clutch in. Not as good, but it's going to give it that little bit. Also got to adjust the clutch pedal because there's special adjustments that you need, otherwise it will just wear out super fast. Do those few things, and then I'm going to give all the cars a wash, or all the cars, I mean the 180 because it's still filthy from Friday Night Drift, and the S13 has been filthy from sitting around. Fit the side skirts back on, getting it 100%, make sure everything's good because I am driving like 2.5 hours all the way up to leplabs, which is going to be sick. I can't wait to meet those boys. On Wednesday, that's happening, driving up there, chucking on the dyno, so I don't want anything to go wrong, and yeah, hopefully it's a nice, easy thing. It is just a stock setup, but the ECU's tuned for the cam that was in there, so it's running, I don't know, not the best. And he said to me that we can just clean up a few things because like it'll just make it run that little bit better, the different exhaust and things, and it's going to be awesome. Like, so yeah, I'll probably find some other things to do along the way. Jacob's coming down, he'll be here soon. He'll be working on his 180 reshell. That's happening, and we'll be doing some sparky wiring, hooking up this second hoist. Still got to buy the bolts to bolt it down to the ground because they're pretty serious bolts. It's like these type, massive, like chem set kind of things. Just finishing off a few things today. But yeah, pretty excited to drive this S13. It's been sitting up here for a long time. Let's go! First up, this is the kill switch that was in the car. And it was a bit dicky when I got it. Like, you'd turn it around and the little light on the dash would come on and then it would sort of flicker a little bit. So that's faulty. I'm just going to swap it out for the new one I just bought. It was like 20 bucks from J-Car. I love going there, always go through every bloody aisle. That's the first one. Hopefully that key fits and then I have a spare key. Let's get that sorted. First thing you want to do if you're playing with anything electrical is disconnect the battery. I always just take off the negative terminal and set it to the side. My battery's in the boot because yeah, you don't want to be shorting out your bloody fuses or other things. So easy as, quick and easy. Make sure you do it. Put that bolt back in there so I don't lose it. So this is a turnkey drift car that I bought, the S13, and I'm still finding out new things with it because I didn't build it myself, obviously. So that's all part of it. When you buy a car that someone else has built, you don't really know what's been done, what hasn't been done, how it's been done. So I'm just figuring it out. But basically, it looks like they've got a main live coming from the battery through here, goes into the kill switch, which you've got the new one here, and then you've got your ignition, start, alternator, and accessories all coming off this other side. So as soon as you switch the switch, it feeds power to everything, and then you've got switches on the dash that control. This is like your accessories power, push to start, then you got your lights and wipers, and that's a big LED light bar on the front. Hazards are just there, and then the only other thing is the fans. So it's good that they made it simple as possible, but it is like there is a lot of wiring that's just hanging around. all over the place, which yeah, it's not too bad, but it's not the best. And but yeah, this is what I'm talking about here. So I just chucked a bolt through it so I could start it in the last episode, and that just shorts them all together. It's like turning the switch on basically. So this one's faulty, can chuck that one in, and then should be sorted. Rightio, new switch is in, let's see. Nice and tight. Yes, works perfect. Before that light was like flickering and carrying on. Love an easy fix. The screw holes are even exactly the same size. Boom. Let's try ignition. Ignition to start. Every time it starts, it makes me so bloody happy. Alright, we've got a problem. The clutch has just gone straight to the floor, so I've got to bleed the clutch, which is going to be a pain in the ass, but let's do that. So I just spent bloody ages mucking around bleeding this clutch out. Don't even know if it's properly done yet. The clutch pedal works, it's just not like as good as I want it, but Jacob gave me a hand with that, thanks to him. And the bleeding part is like just there, which is a bitch to get to, but it was worse, but I bent it up so you can get to it easier. But yeah, just gonna give it a wash now. Probably have a look at it tomorrow. Woohoo! The S13 runs. The clutch works, the gearbox works still, and I'm happy as with that. Need to bleed the clutch a little bit more. It's not much pedal, but it's enough for the dyno. But I'd rather it be 100%. A couple little water leaks, sealed them up. Gave it a quick rinse because it got a bit muddy just then, but I need to give it a proper wash tomorrow around at daylight. But yeah, it feels good to have this space back. But it won't be for very long because RB25 gearbox is going to be coming out soon. So that's going on this hoist, and then I'm going to figure out what I'm going to do with the next gearbox. But we'll worry about the S13 first. We're going to finish off a few things tomorrow. Welcome back. So it's pretty much the final prep now to get the S13 ready for the dyno. Just washing it off because it's got a heap of dust and shit on it from sitting around for ages. And the 180 needs a quick wash as well because that's filthy from that Friday night drift. And then we'll load it up, check over everything, and then send it to leplabs. So not far off now. come to get me. Sorry. I didn't know, I wasn't trying to do that.
I fucking put the wind up my head.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Well, that's like, makes it really strong. So I just edited the video from today and I completely forgot to do an outro. I got super excited because we just took off and bought an RB25 gearbox for the 180. So I've got that now, that's in the shed. But for the outro for this video, super keen. Tomorrow going to leplabs, 2.5 hour drive, so leaving early in the morning. You'll see this video on Wednesday night. Yeah, super excited for that. Keen to meet the leplabs boys. Make sure you go check out their page if you haven't already, and yeah, see what it's all about. But this lighting's really shit. But thanks for watching, guys. Please hit like on the video, drop a comment. What horsepower do you reckon the LS1's gonna make on the dyno? That's gonna be interesting. It's just stock. So drop a comment on what you think your number is. I might even hold a competition. Whoever can get the closest to the actual horsepower reading will win a prize, or I'll sort something out. And then subscribe if you haven't already. Thanks, guys.